me here at the disco. Let me tell you what happened to me the other day. At the Piggly, standing in line, feeling nervous, waiting my time. Then a large can fell from my coat, so I shouted before they took note. Who threw that ham at me? Who threw that ham at me? Hey, please, did anyone see? Who threw that ham at me?
I want to go home now, you idiots.
Okay, disco garbage can. Yeah, flip your lid. Disco garbage can. Flip your lid. Yeah, get down. Alright. Twirl. Everyone twirl. So I turned and walked away. Like later on I would go and pay. Then it happened when I stopped. A frozen bird fell with a plop.
My family is waiting for me.
A frozen bird fell with a plop. Who flung this turkey at me? Who flung this turkey at me? What's going on? Didn't you see? Someone threw a turkey at me. Yeah, disco garbage can, everybody. Yeah, flip your lid. Disco garbage can. Yeah, do the disco garbage can. Who threw that ham at me? Who threw that ham at me? Hey, didn't anybody see? Who threw that ham at me? Who threw that ham at me? Disco garbage can, everybody. Yeah, get down. Yeah, that's really great. Yeah, go for it, baby. Yeah, that's really great. Well, everybody, I've made my scene here at the disco tonight, so I'm going on to the next disco. Hopefully, I'll see you there.
Hey guys, welcome to Dave Darren Show. So a little bit different today. I was looking at Facebook just to see what's going on. And one of the frequent listeners to the show is in the hospital. Now, I'm not some kind of guy that's going to call up someone on their deathbed or anything. So I'm calling a guy up. It's in the hospital, but I think he's doing okay. And I'm just going to give him a ring here and talk to him. See if he'll come on the air. Now, I'm not going to tell you who it is, because if I don't have him on the air, that means I don't have really permission to have him on the air unless I ask him for permission. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dial a number which I've got pre-programmed here on my phone. And then you won't hear me say anything until I get his permission to get him on the line. All right, so let's do that. And hi, Sandy, and hey, Brian, what's going on? So we'll see if we can cheer the guy up. I don't think he's really in a bad way, so I don't think I have to cheer him up that much. But just to call him in the hospital and see what's going on with the dude, all right? So I'm going to shut off my voice right now until I connect with him. So you'll see me. Actually, what I'll do is I'll scroll down until I'm back on the air. I'll scroll down the little caption for today's show, all right? So again, you're not going to hear me until I connect with the dude in the hospital. And right, by the way, he's on the East Coast. That's why I kind of rushed doing the show right now, because it's 4:30 now Pacific time zone, 7:30 on the East Coast. If I did my usual like 9 o'clock at night show, I'd be calling the guy at midnight. Then I would be waking him up. So here we go. Let's see what happens. I'm going to call him. You'll hear silence right now. If I had some music, then you'd hear the music, but I don't. So let's just hang in there until I give the guy a call in the hospital. Hopefully it won't be too long, guys. Hang on.
Throw me on the air, buddy.
Okay, here we go. This is Corwin. I got Corwin from the hospital. Corwin, how are you doing, by the way?
I am doing just ducky. It's my July 4th annual blood clot in the leg.
Oh, okay, okay. By the way, just to tell you, let me put myself back on the view screen so people can see me. By the way, just to clarify to my audience, Corwin's probably looking a lot better than me. I look like the guy that's in the hospital. If you saw my video right now, you would see, Corwin, that I look like the guy that's in the hospital. So you're in there you've had blood clots once in a while? Is that what you're in there for? Okay,
yes,
so
I have.
by the way, I'll give you a solution to this. A lot of people say, Dave Darren is so mean he's got no heart. That means he doesn't have a whole lot of blood pumping in his veins. So Corwin, just get a lot more mean, then you won't have to worry about it. You won't have a heart, you won't have blood to worry about. Just become a mean guy like me. That'll work out.
Well, like I tell my cardiologist, what's that is my big black lump working today or not?
Right. So just out of curiosity, I know that you used to listen to me when I did the paranormal show. So when they did blood on you, do you have red blood or do you have green blood?
Actually, I have the N plus blood.
The what?
I have that. It's like an N plus. It's a oddball blood type.
Wow, okay. I think I have the universal blood donor. I think I have O negative, or I don't even know what kind of blood I have anymore.
Oh something.
Oh
my God, it's blood. It's oh my God, it's blood.
That's right. By the way, I'm curious about this now. I haven't been in the hospital for a long time. You're probably going to watch TV because you're in there for a couple days, I heard, right? You might be in there overnight. So do you have do you have a TV there that you can watch TV?
Oh yeah, we have a nice fully functional hospital up in here in Hartford, Connecticut. It's really nice. The nurses are great, and we have TV. Yeah.
Now, by the way, I'll ask you this question because I used to date a girl that used to rent TVs in Philadelphia. She worked at St. Monica's Hospital. I still remember that. And I dated her. So the only reason I dated her is if I ever ended up in the hospital, because I was a young guy living in the violent place of Philadelphia, if I ever ended up in the hospital, at least I dated the girl that rented the TVs out in the hospital, so I didn't have to pay for the TV rentals. Do they still charge you for a daily rental of the TV?
I don't see it anymore. No, they don't. They don't come by and actually make you fill up the slip anymore for the TV. No, it's all embedded in your hospital bill.
Oh, well, it's all embedded. That's the idea. Embedded. It's embedded.
You like that one?
Yeah,
it's embedded.
It's embedded. That's right. So, by the way, just curious, I know that you're by the way, I called up the phone number that I saw on your thing there. I must have misdialed it because I got a service that said youdategrannies.com, and so I must have misdialed and I redialed again, and I got you, fortunately.
So, that's my answering service.
That's your answering. So you're in a pretty good mood there. How did you end up in the hospital? Is this just a routine thing once a year? I think you said that, right?
Well, I wasn't feeling too well, so I came in to get a chest scan, because they thought I had a blood clot in my lungs.
Ooh.
And they said, no, it's in my leg, and then they admitted me.
Okay, but you're okay now? What's going on with the leg? You're doing well, and everything's looking...
Yeah, I'm getting better because what they do is they give you a different blood thinner, and it actually eats away the blood clot.
Okay. That's cool, because I wanted to make sure my audience knew that Dave Darren, even though I said when I opened the show, to solve your blood issues, just be like me and be a mean guy with no heart. I am not calling Corwin on his deathbed, just to make certain of that, right?
No, I'm not dead yet. I'm not dead yet, Dave.
Right.
I'm mostly dead.
You're mostly dead. Well, you're on the right show, because my show is mostly dead. I don't have a whole lot of people listen to my show on a routine basis, but so you're being treated good there, right? Do you have at least do you have a cute nurse, or do you have like?
I have many.
You have many cute nurses. That works.
Yes. Yeah, so, they're all great.
So you make sure that you cover yourself underneath the belt line, because you have a lot of cute nurses. You make sure you keep that covered.
Of course.
So do you have any family and friends? Well, you're in the hospital now with COVID-19. That bullshit that's going on with that. You can't have anyone visit you, I'm assuming, correct?
Nope, they opened it up from 12 to 2 and from 6 to 8. And actually, I have two of my buddies are actually in the room here with me.
Oh, is that now? Do they have masks on, or what's the scoop with that?
No,
sure they don't have
in the room. They don't have to wear a mask in the room, but if they leave the room, they have to put the mask on.
Wait a second. If they're out of the room, they need to wear a mask. When they come in the room, they don't need to wear a mask, and when they leave
Correct.
the room, they got to wear a mask.
Yes.
So they do.
And
They really do want to kill you in there. Is the idea, right?
Yeah, hold on, Dave. We have to do a shout out to Megan, my nurse.
Oh, okay.
All right. So say hi, Megan.
Hey, Megan.
With Dave Darren.
Oh, hi, how are you?
Hey, pretty good, Megan. You said hi. Now, are you high servicing Corwin? You're not high right now, right?
No, she's not high. No, she's getting ready to leave.
Oh, okay. Just making sure when she said hi that she wasn't acknowledging that she's high. You're not smoking any weed in the room there, right?
No, there's no weed.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So that's great that you're in there. You're feeling better. I just wanted to give you a call and wish you well, wish you health
Thank you,
and all
Megan.
that.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll let you go because you got Megan there who wants to service you in the room, right? She wants to perform medical services on you. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
She just left.
All right. Oh, and you got buddies there too, right?
Yes, it is.
So what are your buddies' names? Shout them out. Why don't we do that?
Okay, we're gonna do a shout out. Say hi, Al. Hello.
Hey, wow, that guy's
Paul.
who is that? At first it was Al. Who else was there? Al and who else?
Paul.
Paul. Let's make sure we get Paul to say hello again.
Okay, say hi again, Paul. How you doing, Dave?
Okay, Paul. Now, by the way, I heard Al with the deep voice. Al is in there not to see Corwin. He's in there to get laid with a nurse, right?
Yes.
He's got that.
Al's my realtor to the stars.
Okay. Because Al sounds like he's got this really sexy voice and he's going to really be able to pick up some nurses there. So I'll tell you what, Corwin, if it's a room with a double bed, why don't you set up Al in there so you can have the nurse right in the room with you?
Oh, only in Vegas.
Only in Vegas. What stays in Corwin's room, what happens in Corwin's room stays in Corwin's room, right?
You got it.
Yeah. So how long can the people stay there until 8 o'clock, you said, right?
So yeah, they got like another 20 minutes.
Another 20 minutes. Okay, well, I just thought I'd give you a call to cheer you up, but obviously you don't need any cheering up. You got guys there, you got a sexy nurse, you got everything happening there. You don't need me to say hello to you.
And I got a great call from you, buddy.
Right, there we go. Corwin, I appreciate you coming on the show and let me talk to you from the hospital. I'm glad you're doing really well, and I wish you, so 4th of July, you're going to be in there for 4th of July.
No, I'll be out hopefully tomorrow to talk to him tomorrow.
Oh, great,
So
okay.
I'll just make it.
Cool, okay. Did you say you'll just make it, or you're going to come out naked? What did you say?
Well, I'm just gonna make it out of here by tomorrow, by 4th of July.
Okay, there we go, there we go. Now, by the way, when you have those sexy nurses in there, I know that when you put that thing on you to cover up your body, do you leave the front exposed so the nurses can be proud of what they're servicing there in the room, or what do you do?
So, unfortunately, it's the back that's open.
The back's open. Okay, well, well, just make sure you don't get a nurse with a strap on. All right.
Right, exactly. No full moons.
Right. All right, Corwin, great talking to you, man. I wish you great luck there in the hospital.
All right,
and
Dave.
come out really healthy. Okay?
Take care, buddy.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, so there we go. We talked to Corwin from the hospital. So he's doing really well. Obviously, I did not call him from his deathbed, and he had plenty of buddies there checking him out, wishing him well as well. And he's got some hot nurses there. How can you have a better day than that? You're in a hospital. You're going to pay a lot of money for the service. At least you're going to get some hot nuns. Right? You don't want a nun in the hospital, right? He's got some nice people servicing him, and the hospital seems like they're doing a great job. So shout out to them. And they allow people to come into the hospital to visit him. How about that? That was interesting. Without a mask. I should have asked them if they were actually doing a series of things before the people went in there. I'm sure they're taking their temperature, making sure that they're safe. I'm surprised that they didn't just have a mandate to wear a mask on. Everyone's so paranoid now. Except for me, that hospital was not paranoid. The guys are in there visiting Corwin without a mask on. Outstanding. Perfect. All right, so that's all I got. See if anyone had any comments here. Terry says, get well, Corwin. Sandy says, feel better soon, Corwin. Let's see, hope you get better soon. That's from Bernadette. So we had Terry, Sandy, Bernadette, and Brian checking out the show today. You should ask for a sponge bath. There we go. That'd be cool. But with his luck, you know who's going to come in and give him a sponge bath? SpongeBob is going to come in and give Corwin a sponge bath by SpongeBob. Let's see, a win for Illinois citizens. There we go. That's exactly right. And we have a lot of loss here in Arizona because everything is kind of reclosed here. Unbelievably reclosed. I guess, didn't they say that there were 22 states with an increase in COVID-19, an increase in mental patients, the governors being the mental patients. And then that's all I got. That was just a shout out to Corwin. And I am playing a Get Well song for Corwin. I found this on the web. Looks like I have permission to air it. Let me make sure nothing changed, because what you have to do, it's funny, someone one time accused me of ripping people's songs off that I did not have permission to play. Let's see, we have a call here. We'll bring the next caller in. Hey, this is Dave Darren on the Dave Darren Show. What's going on?
Hi, Dave. It's Terry.
Hey, Terry, how are you?
I'm good. I'm well. How are you, honey?
I'm doing real well. So Corwin was on the show.
Look sexy.
I look.
Sorry to hear that Corwin was in the hospital.
Yeah, but he's doing.
He did the show.
Yeah, he's doing well though. So I didn't call him on his deathbed.
Sounds well.
Yeah, he sounded really happy, and I was glad he took my call. I wasn't sure. Actually, I called him the first time, and it was like pick up the phone and hang up. So I thought maybe that he left the room already or something. I called him a second time. So I'm glad I did call him back a second time, because he answered the phone. Maybe he was busy. I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
They had dropped it out of his hand or something.
Yeah, well, drop what out of his hand? He's not there watching porn on the TV. He didn't drop that out of his hand. What are you insinuating? We talked about TV. He did not acknowledge he was watching porn, so he did not drop it out of his hand. Come on now, Terry.
Well, then I'm going to go in the hospital and watch porn, too.
I wonder if they
That's
have
a good
that.
idea. I didn't know you could do that.
I have, like I said, I dated a girl who used to work in the hospital renting out TVs, and back then you had to actually pay for the TV.
I remember that. I remember that.
Yeah, it was actually additional to the bill. You got a bill for the room and you got a bill for the TV. It was separate. Now he says it's built in.
Well, they used to make me pay every day.
Right, but
every day they came into the room and they expected $3.99.
Is that, and that's pretty cheap,
$3.99. Let me see, the 80s, the early 80s.
Yeah, and back then they didn't have a whole lot of channels, so $3.99 wasn't a bad deal, but still they only had like three. Philadelphia only had channel 3, 6, 10, 12, 17, 29, and 48. We had UHF. Now I don't think in the
that's what we got to, yeah.
Yep. So
no, we had cable then.
Oh, in the 80s?
We had cable then, Dave.
Yeah, I forget when cable
came
out. I don't remember when cable. I remember when cable came out initially. Where it was in Philadelphia, it was called Prism, 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 and that was the name of our HBO type of station. It was called Prism, and we did have cable.
We had Star TV.
What was it called?
Star.
Oh, ST.
And that was our HBO Star.
Okay, well that's.
But it was called Star TV.
Okay, well, they still have Star, which is the HBO similar thing. I think they still have that, right?
Well, honey, I'll tell you, I canceled my HBO and I canceled all my movie channels because you know why, Dave? I'm watching movies today that I watched 10 or 15 years ago.
Huh. Well, they still...
Okay, baby, I love you.
Oh, you're saying goodbye to somebody there? Who?
No, I was talking to you. No.
Okay.
Yeah, she's going.
Yeah, okay. Well, Home Box Office still exists, except Home Box Office now became gay program because it's now called Horny Back Orifice. I don't know if you knew that or not. So it's still on.
What? TV?
Yeah, HBO. HBO is still on. It's just they changed it to gay television, and now it's called Horny Back Orifice. So it's still. So,
because I would have told everybody that tonight. You know HBO's a gay channel now? That's what I would have told everyone.
Yeah.
And I would have looked like an asshole. Thanks to you, Dave.
Yeah, well, thanks to I make a lot of people look like assholes, but I don't even watch. I don't have HBO, Showtime, Cinemax because they replay the same movies constantly. There's like nothing new out there. So right now.
No, there is nothing.
Yeah, I watch Hulu and.
I buy movies. I buy all the old movies.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yankee Doodle Dandy.
Yankee Doodle Dandy. Wow.
All that kind of stuff.
Well, that's, tonight I'm going to give, because my wife's looking nice, I'm going to give her my Yankee Doodle Dandy tonight. I'm definitely going to give her some of that. So,
Too tall.
yeah.
They were short.
Yeah. So what's going on there where you are? You have like the lockdown that we have in Arizona. We're going through a bunch of crap again with this COVID-19. Is it lightened up there a bit?
Dave, I have never worn a mask.
Uh-huh.
And I used to go out jogging twice a week. That's before COVID-19. Now, when COVID-19 died. I'm sorry. When COVID-19 started, Michael was always at the hospital.
Uh-huh.
So I started going out 7 days a week and running my miles every day. And I never put on a mask. And I'm 65 years old now, and I've never gotten sick.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
and I have had a little bit of a cough and sneezing, but I've got allergies. So, the pollen and that stuff, and that's what's hitting us now.
Right.
So
Right.
that's got me. That's why I'm doing it.
Yep. I went to.
As a matter of fact, I called my doctor and got some pills from him. I couldn't take it. I couldn't breathe.
Wow. Well, you know what I was thinking about doing. My wife and I went to this place called Tuesday Morning about 4 days ago, and we saw this thing. It looked like the old style helmet that you would wear if you're going into the diving bell. It's like one of those big, huge things. I was thinking about buying that and shopping around Arizona with a big diving bell helmet on my head. But then I thought that's gonna be too much of a pain in the ass. So then I was thinking about, you probably remember the Gong Show. You remember the Gong Show with Chuck Barris?
Sure.
And then they had the unknown comic that wore a bag over his head, just a regular paper bag. I think I should go into some store someday just with a paper bag on my head and do like the unknown comic in there, and that's my mask. I wonder how that would go over.
You know something, honey? If they say to you, what are you, being a comic? Peel it off, and underneath will be another bag.
That's right. You do remember that skit, right?
I do remember that.
That would be hilarious. I think I should do that, although I don't like stealing other people's comedy routines, so that would be a pure outrageous theft. But a lot of people today, a lot of the young people that work in these stores, they don't watch old TV from the oldie
I'm so
days.
sick of the young kids. They're little David, it wasn't people our age who were breaking into people's buildings and stealing things out of the buildings.
Yeah.
It wasn't people our age. It was the little fucking millennials, and maybe some of Generation X, but it wasn't our age.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
That was doing all the damage, right?
Yeah, well, I told you why that is. I told you the exact reason is because, it is partially our fault, because now I'm at the age where I could have had a child, I could have had a grandchild. I went through all that bullshit before, but so now the real reason is for instance, if I had a child, and if I wanted to create a wealth so I could afford the BMW that I actually do drive around, but suppose I wanted to do that, compete with my next door neighbor, get a better house and all that, I'd have to work and my wife would have to work as well. So we'd both be working, our child would be in school, we wouldn't be supervising our child's education. We'd be coming home at night, we're tired, my wife's tired, I'm tired. And what do we do to the kid? We give the kid PlayStation and we put him in his room. And we don't give them any discipline. We just give them a reward of a PlayStation instead of discipline. So what happens is when they get older, they feel like they're entitled because they've been entitled all of their lives because their parents have enabled that activity. So then when they get out on the street and they see how hard and how brutal it is, still with their entitled mentality, and they look in the storefront of some guy that's busted his ass to create that store, to create the economics, to be able to afford the building, trying to start up his business, trying to work to better himself. Someone looks in the store that's entitled, they're pissed off because they don't have what they used to be entitled to when their parents gave it to them, and they decide, you know what, is a distraction now. We got the ultimate distraction. We've got COVID-19. We've got Black Lives Matter. You know what? We're going to break the window. We're going to steal because we're entitled to it. We're not going to feel guilty because we've been entitled all of our lives. And that's how it happens, really. That's really the way it's happening.
And I have to say, I don't think it's only black people who were doing it.
No, to me, it looked like there were more white people than black people doing it. It looked more like white people than black.
I didn't see all the faces, but I saw quite a few white faces also.
Yeah,
You know, and all of them just pissed me off. I'll tell you right now, if I had a fucking kid, Dave, I'd beat the shit out of them until they listen to me.
Yeah.
If I said this thing, say, right now.
Yeah, well,
I would have been a very, very, very strict parent.
yeah.
And that's one of the reasons I didn't have children.
Yeah, and you know, you're in a parallel to me as well. That's very similar. And it's funny because even I'll tell you, in Arizona here, we have libraries here. If I go into the library, I hear kids actually, you know, there's a section of the library where I live where it's actually a children's section. So you're going to expect, because they don't section it off, there's no separation between the children and the adult section. So you're going to expect some noise. But you should not expect the children to be running free. I mean, physically running down the length of the library. And they're running down the length of the library in the adult section, not the children's section, but the length of the library in the adult section. And you know, if I did that when I was a kid, I would not be noisy in the library. I'd be noisy in the parking lot because my parents would be disciplining me not to act like that in the library. So it really is out of hand the way we discipline our children. And I guess young people today, they're not disciplined by their parents because of all the lawyers out there, all the lawsuits, and then they'll just sue they sued their parents.
Well, they sue their parents. They divorce their parents.
Yeah,
that's
right.
Could you imagine it going up to your father and mother and saying, I am divorcing you?
Well, you know what? They would let me. They would let me and see how hard it is on the outside.
Yeah, my parents would probably have paid for it.
Yeah.
No, I was a good kid. I never did anything wrong. My father did hit me in the face, not hard, but once for saying, my mother said, Terry, we were going on a stupid picnic or something. Bright ideas she had. And she said, put on a sweater. And I said to my sister, I'm not putting on a fucking sweater for her. And my father came in the room and said, you never, ever talk about your mother like that. And he whacked me across the face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny because in my family, my mother was more strict than my father was. My father was more like the lecturing guy with the big, long audio conversation to me, the big, long... if there was Twitter, my father would be tweeting to me all the time to keep me in discipline.
Really?
Yeah, he was the long, lengthy guy, but my mom was the one that instilled the action. She would be the one administering the spanking, the slap on the face. She would do that, and then this is the way I turned out. Look at the...
You know, neither one of them ever hit us, so that shocked me when I got a smack.
Yeah.
But then I said, you know something? If that was my kid, I'd beat the shit out of her.
Yeah.
I not only smack her, I'd give her a spanking. I'd put her in the bed. She wouldn't go to the picnic.
Yeah.
Which I would have loved.
Yeah. Yeah, different way of raising children. Well, Terry, I got to take Willie out to swim in the pool because it's 5 o'clock. My wife just fed him. So let me go out in the pool with Willie, and I'm going to get my Willie wet in the pool, okay?
Yeah. Play with your Willie out in the pool, yes.
I'm going to have my wet Willie in the pool.
You're looking good, Dave.
Okay, cheers. Thanks, Terry. Bye-bye.
Cheers, Dave.
Okay, that's all we got. Thanks for Terry calling in. Thanks for Corwin for calling in. And we have the Get Well Soon song for Corwin. And here we go, guys. Thanks for calling in. Thanks for joining the show. Cheers, and have a happy 4th of July. And here's the Get Well song. If I can move it. Here we go.
Set on a hedgehog by mistake. If you suddenly tremble.
If you can't eat chocolate cake.
You got her ass.
And your mom is red like a baboon. We really, really wish you get well soon. Get well soon. Get well soon. Get well soon. Get well soon.
You went for a rain job.
And now you're drowning in tissues.
If you swallow the frog.
If your tummy's got issues.
If you fell from a roof.
And your hand is swollen like a balloon.
Get well soon. Get well soon. Get well soon. Get well soon.
You got that flu.
If you're looking green, if you're feeling blue, if you hear the submarine,
Allergic to your mother-in-law.
or maybe just roses.
Or if they diagnose you with pneumono microscope silicovolcanoconiosis.
Get well soon. Oh yeah.
Get well soon.
And even if you're not sick at all, decided to stay home.
Just in me.
Get